Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Today I have a very natural nude look for you, which is usually my go-to kind of look if I'm in a hurry, if I know that I really want to depend on an eye look and don't have time to try anything else. Basically, this is it. I am using a new product though today, which is the champagne bronzy color on my eyelids here. I've only used two shadows. And this is Hourglass. Now it's called Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Reflect. I did buy a few of these. They're absolutely stunning. So it's got a little stopper on it there, and that's the color, and that's the color on my hand. It's absolutely divine. So we'll get into the makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with my Colourpop brow pencil in Blondie and just lay down a base for my brows. So basically just covering the existing hair that I have and making a better shape. So just hair-like strokes as I go along. I'm just going to go in with a cotton tip and just sharpen up that edge there a little. And then just make sure I brush through. I've already put my moisturiser on. I'm just going to go through and pop a little bit more eye cream on. So I'm using the Bobbi Brown Extra Repair Eye Repair Cream, just to give myself a little bit more moisture under there. Okay, so I'll just get rid of my hair. So I'm going into first up today with my primer, which is the Hourglass Veil. I have a little sample. I used to use it a while back, and I stopped using it, and I can't remember why, because I do like it. So I'm just popping that down the center of my face and just giving that a slight pat in. So I'm going for a little bit more of a glowy, dewy look today, so I'm going to use my MAC Strobe Cream on the perimeter of my face. Now I'm not rubbing this in as such, I'm basically just gliding it over the skin and just patting it in. Okay, next up is my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Y315 Liquid Foundation. So just a little bit, I'm using my Real Techniques buffing brush today. So I'm just going to go in and place that where I need it first up. And then just go back in and buff the product in. Now this colour is good for me for winter. I normally do go up to a 365 in summer. Don't forget to blend that into your ears and down your neck. So I'm not going up underneath my eyes. I find too many products underneath my eyes just add to the wrinkles. So I steer away from that, and then just maneuvering around my eyebrows there. So I'm going in as always with my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, which is a peach colour, on my Morphe E20, so just underneath my eyes and up into the inner corner. Just to take away a little bit of that darkness under my eyes and give me a little bit of brightness. So I'm going in now with my MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. It's a twist up. So just a little bit more, just a little bit further down from underneath my eyes. And then I'll go and pop a little bit in the normal highlighted areas, down my nose if I can get a straight line. Cupid's bow, and tiny bit on my chin. And then I'll just blend that in with my Zoeva 110 Face Shape brush. So I'm mainly blending that down a little bit further down from right underneath my eyes. And then I'll go in with my larger foundation brush, which is my Bdellium Tools. 957, and I'm just going to stipple over the areas where the light meets the foundation, or the lightness of that product. So just around the edges. So I'm just going in, as always, with my Pixi Crayon Combo in Wide Awake, which is actually an eye product, but I use it around the corners of my nose there, down the Cupid's bow, around my mouth, in place of a concealer basically. I love this product. The consistency is just perfect for around your nose. So my dampened beauty blender is lightly dampened with some setting spray, and I'm just going to blend that in around my nose. And around my lips. Okay, so I'll get onto eyes. I'm going back and using my Urban Decay Eden eyeshadow primer. I have in my last 2 videos used my P. Louise base, and I've worn that eyeshadow all day and found that it is a little bit drying on my mature eyelids. So I will use it again when I'm not wanting eyeshadow to last me all day, but I did find that quite drying and my eyeshadow did peel up a little bit. So I'm going back to my Urban Decay Eden on a concealer buffer brush and just buffing that all over. Now, because I'm doing a soft neutral look today, I am going to set this eyeshadow base just to help the blendability of the shadows. I don't need anything to be vibrant or very loud. So I'm going to use MAC Brule, which is just a very light cream colour, on a very large blending brush. This one's from NARS, and I'm just going to set all over that eye base. Okay, so a very easy eyeshadow look today. So I'm using Colourpop's Super Shock Shadow in Kaepop Wilshire, which is a light brown, warm brown, on a large blending brush. This is a Sigma E40. So I'm just going up in the transition area, quite high up because I do have hooded eyes. So I'm just going backwards and forwards and in some circular motions. And then just down in the outer corner on a 45-degree angle, basically from your corner of your eyebrow to the corner of your eye, down to the corner of your nose. And going right up in underneath that eyebrow there. Okay, so I'm going in with the same colour and I'm using a Smith 235 brush. It's got a little bit of staining on there. So it comes to a little bit of a point. It is angled and tapered. So I'm going on just the tip there with that same colour, and I'm going in just above my natural crease. So I do have the hooded eyes, so I want this definition to be seen. So we're basically just darkening up that same colour. Okay, so I'm going in with my glitter glue on just a concealer brush. This is just a no-name, like an artiste professional concealer brush, just a cheapie. So I'm just placing a little bit of that glitter glue on there, and I'm not doing cut crease or anything special like that. I'm just placing it on the lid and then up in the shape that I want that hourglass glitter to be. So in a dome shape, and right out to the outer corner there. Now I'm going in with that shadow on something different today, which is a little tiny disposable sponge brush. So I've had a little bit of experimentation with shimmer and glitter eyeshadows on these kind of brushes when you can't get your fingers or your fingernails into the pot. So this does come in a pot. So this is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Reflect. It's a fairly new product on the market. It does come with a tiny little insert that keeps everything nice and flat and dry. So I'm just placing the shadow sponge into that product, trying to loosen it up a little bit. Getting a little bit on product on the sponge there, and I'm just going to go straight over that glitter glue. Lovely. So it basically gives you the same effect as using your finger, but like I said, I can't get my finger into there. I've got a little bit falling everywhere here. I'm thinking if you use your finger you won't get that fallout. These are small enough to be able to get into the inner corner as well. So I'm just going back in with that Smith brush just over the very edges there, just to soften that line. That is beautiful. So I'm going back into that Kaepop Wilshire on a Real Techniques shading brush. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that underneath my eye. Not all the way across, probably 3/4. Bringing it down just a little. So that's very, very easy, and it's really giving you a bit of a glam look. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going into my Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in Blonde with an angled brush. I'm just starting in the middle. I'm just going to basically fill in those little areas that need some colour. Define that brow just a little more and soften that pencil. And just whatever's left over on that brush, I just run through the front of my brow there. And then of course brush them through. So we're going up and then turning and going across. So I'm just going to give a little bit more definition to my brow. We're going into my Rimmel brow this way and just slightly under the brow there and along, and just define that edge a little bit more, and then just blend that down into your transition colour. Okay, so time for a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use my Too Faced Sweetheart Bronzer Baked Luminous Glow Bronzer in Sweet Tea on a large, I think this is a powder brush from Sigma E40. I'll pop all the brushes down below for you. And just into that normal bronzing mode. So nice and blended. Up into the temple. And around the hairline. Now I'm not contouring as such. I'm not trying to make my forehead look smaller or anything like that. I'm just trying to actually give my face some dimension, which you do with your blush and your highlight as well. So I'm just going to go along the jawline. I'm just going to squeeze my brush a little bit just to get that a little bit more tapered. So you're going under your jaw, under your chin, not on top of. Just gives you a little bit of shadow there. So I'm going in with my blush, which is Galifornia from Benefit. It does come with this tiny little brush, so I prefer to use the Real Techniques blush brush. And just a little on the apples of my cheeks there and up, blend above the bronzer. A little bit of highlights. I'm using today my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, and just a Zoeva Luxe highlight brush. So just a tiny bit just above my cheekbone there, and just down to just in front of my eye. just above my eyebrows, sort of in a C shape. So I'm going to contour today using the Balm Bahama Mama. It's a tiny little bit darker than the contour powder that I normally use from the Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette. Now I'm just going to grab a little brush. This is a brush from Too Faced, which is called a contour brush. So it's got an angle on it. So I just go in with just the point and just have a good look into the mirror and just decide where exactly you want that contour powder to go. So typically down the bridge of my nose there. You can blend that up into your eyeshadow very, very lightly. And then just use the opposite side of the brush to blend that down. Now I just grab my damp beauty blender and just go over the top of that just very lightly, just to tone it down and make it a little bit more subtle. So I'll go in also underneath my lip, just to help give the appearance of a bigger lip. Blend that in. And then also just be very careful doing this, don't put too much product on in between your cupid's bow there. Alright, so I'm going back into MAC's Soft and Gentle, and on just a little tiny detailer brush, I'm just going to pop a little bit of that highlighter just in the corner of my eye there. So a little bit of eyeliner just in the waterline. It's just a nude from NARS. It's Rue Bonaparte. Just to open up the eyes just a little more. And then onto lips. So my MAC lip liner in Naked, which I love, needs a sharpen. So just all over my lips. So I put it all over just to help the lipstick stay on, basically. I don't do this with every colour, but if I'm doing a really light nude, I will put this all over my lips. And I do love nude lips. So I think I found a dupe for Dose of Colours in Sand. So I'll just show you the swatches on my hand there. So I've got Dose of Colours Sand, which is on that side there. And then this little baby, which is a Rimmel Stay Matte in Raw Embrace, is on this side here. So it's a tiny bit lighter, but the hue is the same. A very nude colour. So I'm just going to pop that on. I'm just going to spray my face now with my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Now you do have to be careful with this if you do have oily skin. And make sure you cover your eyes, because you don't want any of this getting actually on your eyeshadow and destroying the work that you've done. So just a couple of sprays. Try and grab that get it on that highlighter. And let that dry. That smells divine. It's so beautiful. So let that dry, just wave your hands around a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do some mascara and some lashes, and I'll come back and I'll show you the final look. Okay, so this is the final look. I did go in with some Ardell Lashes number 135 Black. So I'm used to, I use a lot of just the end lashes or half lashes, so today this is just a little bit different on my channel. So these are a full lash. They're very, very natural. I absolutely adore them. I'm feeling like this lip just needs a little bit of gloss, just because I'm going for a little bit more of a dewy look on my face. So I'm using my Tom Ford lip lacquer. Just pop a little bit in the middle or the center there. That's a bit better. So if you liked my look today, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment and share with your friends. Subscribe, click on the notifications bell so you're notified when I do upload more content. Keep being the best version of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.